Today I'm going to be showing you how to change the fuel pump and cam follower on a 2014 Audi Q5 with the 2.0T engine. I got an error code of P2293, which is the Fuel Pressure Regulator 2 Performance error code. I started doing a little bit of digging. I found that my fuel pump had a really bad rattle to it, so I figured I would replace it before it failed. Also, when you replace the fuel pump, it's recommended to replace the cam follower because it is a mechanical fuel pump. So I'll show you how to do that today. Alright, the first thing you're going to want to do is pop off this engine cover. Just snaps on and off. Pretty simple. Alright, set that off to the side. Alright, next thing we're going to want to do is remove a fuel hose to relieve pressure. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is take off this clip right here. And what I like to do is take a rag and put it underneath so I can catch any fuel that drips out. Just a little pair of pliers. Okay. Sometimes these can come off kind of tough. Sometimes not. Kind of just depends. So it looks like it's going to come off tough. So I'm going to move this. See the fuel coming out of there. So it's going to want to drip. So you're going to want a couple clean bolts to plug these fuel lines so they don't drip while you're working. Like so. Okay, once you have this fuel line with the bolt so it doesn't leak, next up you're going to take off this clip at the top of the fuel pump and just press down and pull back. Comes off. Okay. Next thing, I'm going to tuck these both here. I'm going to remove my rag. What I'm going to do is remove this Torx right here, which holds on these fuel lines just for a little bit more movement when I pull the fuel pump out. Then I'm going to remove these fuel pump bolts, which they're kind of an odd bolt. They are 12-point Torx type bits, which I did not have. So I'm going to be using a 8mm Allen head, which doesn't give me a lot of grip, but it's enough to take it off. And then I will be replacing those with good grade 8 normal bolts with normal socket heads, so I have better access to it if I ever need it again. So I'm going to start by doing that. This Torx up here to hold the fuel lines is a T30. Then the next thing we're going to do is remove the fuel line nut underneath the fuel pump. I'm not sure if that will be visible by camera. Just down there. Now some fuel is going to come out of there as well, so I'm going to tuck my rag back under there as best I can. Try and soak up some of it. It's just a little bit tougher spot to get at. Should spin out real nicely since the fuel line, which it tends to stay generally very clean. Alright, so now I'm going to be moving these bolts that hold the fuel pump on. And then our fuel pump will come off. There's two, there's one on the top and one on the bottom. For this part I'm going to be using an 8mm Allen head. Because I don't have a 12-point socket, but like I said, it's a little loose, but it should be enough to break it free. Now I would recommend moving them, not taking one out completely and the other one, kind of back the one out a little bit, and I'll take this one out. Because there's a spring on that fuel pump. And there it goes. And those are the two bolts that I removed. Going to remove the fuel pump. Probably drip a little bit. Grab my rag. Like this. There we go. And then for the cam follower, it is right inside here. You just stick your finger in and it slides out. Put a little pressure on the side of it, top of it, whatever you can get at. Okay, and there's your cam follower. So now it has a little pin on it, so you have to put it in the right spot. You can see this one has a little bit of wear. So I'm going to be happily replacing this. So there's your cam follower. As you can see, the little bit of wear on it. They say that these can start to fall apart and really damage the engine. You just replace your cam and your fuel pump. Get a little bit better view of the inside. So that's what you're looking at. You can see your cam lobe there, which runs the cam follower, which presses the spring on the fuel pump. Instead of these specialty 12-point type Torx bolts, I bought bolts with they're an 8 by 1.25. They're 16 millimeters long, same length as the previous ones. They fit, and they were less than $4 for 5 of them. I think this would be a better option. They're good grade A bolts. Be a better option, so next time if I ever need to get there, I don't have to worry about these being too stripped out or stripping them out, not being able to get it off. So I'm going to replace those with these. Okay, now I ordered my stuff from ECS Tuning. Got my cam follower, new cam follower, moves greased real nice. I'm going to put oil on it. Just use the oil that's in the engine right by where the follower was sitting. Slide it in, make sure it slides in real smooth. The dowel, the little pin goes down, so this can't spin while it's in its sleeve. And then we'll be installing the fuel pump. Okay, so I'm going to take my finger, a little bit of oil, put it on the follower, make sure it's lubed up good. A little more, just get a thin coat on there. Helps protect everything, and it's not starting up with dry. The dowel goes on the top. I was mistaken. You can see the spot for it, and it will only go in one way, so that's a good thing. So it slides right in, move it up and down a little bit, make sure there's no resistance or it doesn't feel funny. Okay, next we're going to grab the new fuel pump. We are also going to lubricate this O-ring so that doesn't roll on us when we go to put the new fuel pump in. We're going to make sure the fuel line on the bottom is lined up correctly. That might fight you a little bit. No, the fuel pump will not go all the way flush on its mount. That is because of where the cam is located. It's putting a little bit of pressure on that spring. So what we're going to do is take a couple new bolts. Let me get the top one started first because it's a little easier. Top one started. Maybe just get it like snug against the fuel pump ear. Mounting ear. A little bit, but not too far out of the way because you're going to want to do the bottom one. This one's going to be a little bit tougher. Trick too, if you want to get the bolt to stay in the socket, all you gotta do is take a rag and press it in there and then rip off the rest, and that way the bolt will stay in the socket for you. Tighten this one all the way. A little bit. Tighten this one a little bit more. Okay. All right. Now the hard part is done. So now what we are going to do is remove this plug. Get ready to put the fuel line on. Also, this fuel line on the bottom, make sure it's still lined up, don't forget about it. Kind of a bugger sometimes to get started. Not a lot of finger room. There we go. Next, we are going to reinstall this bolt that holds the fuel lines on. T30. So don't forget about it. Then we will reinstall this clip so you don't forget about that. Okay. We will remove this bolt from the fuel line. And we will install that. It might drip a little bit. Okay. Pliers. Reinstall this clip. Slide it down, watch your fingers. Alright, now that that is all on, clips, fuel lines, everything's secured. I'm going to show you how to prime it. You do stick your key. Insert it into dash. Press it. Everything starts to turn on. Press it again. Do it one more time. You hear the fuel pump start to pump. And start it. And now it's running. So it's primed, ready to go. Last but not least, put your cover on. It's pretty simple. Just line up your oil goes. You'll kind of just gotta feel it. You'll feel it snap on, and you're all set. That's how you change the fuel pump and cam follower on a 2014 Audi Q5 with a 2.0 turbo engine.